Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Camera 64 podcast. And I am your host, Alfonso Chavez. And as always, we're coming to you from sunny San Antonio from here in my garage, guys. I hope you are having a fantastic day. And I had a great day actually today. At work, we have days that are really long. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are kind of really long days, like 12 plus hours, just depending on how fast I need to work or decide to work, right? Sometimes I still take it easy just to get my hours in. But Thursdays and Fridays are always fantastic because they're really short days and I have a whole lot of control over basically what time I'm going to get out. And so it just makes for a great close to the weekend, right? When you get to work hard 3 days and then you have 2 days where you actually kind of get out early. I see that as a fantastic thing. But yeah, we hope you're having a great day just like I did. But today on the show, guys, I want to get a little bit into the release of the Canon R6 Mark III. I think it is. It's coming out here pretty soon. Supposedly the camera is supposed to be released before the end of the year. Will I be getting one? Nah, I won't. Just for the reasons that we talked about in the last video, right? Because who's really making money anymore? And supposedly, from my understanding, the actual price of the R6 Mark III will be actually be going up by a few $100s. So, will I be getting one? Absolutely not. But my question today, especially more so for somebody that's new to photography or maybe are getting the urge to upgrade from a DSLR, right? Say you have something like an R5 III or R5 IV. I'm going to give you my opinions. Now, I genuinely feel that if you are a great photographer, then the camera really doesn't matter. I mean, for me myself, I own way too many cameras, more than I'd like to admit. But I've shot on a whole bunch of them. I've shot on full frame, I've shot on crop frame, I've shot everything from the Canon, what is it? Everything from the Canon 40D and up. I shot the 40, the 50. I skipped over the 60. I did shoot the 70, which was amazing. The 80 and the 90. I still own a Canon 90D, and I recently sold a Canon 70D, which my son really loved. That was his camera that he used when he was in high school. And have since, I went on to full frame, and my first full frame camera was the R5 Mark II, which I still own too. I love that camera that for a lot of reasons, right? But I really do love that camera. And I was giving it some thought because I was watching a video, like I said, I was watching a video on the R6 Mark III and the fact that it's going to be coming out. And my mind started wondering, I started thinking, is it really worth it to upgrade at this point? I mean, DSLRs are fantastic. And to be quite honest, if you're going from something like a 5D Mark III or even a Canon 90D to a mirrorless or even a full frame mirrorless camera, right? There's really not that big of a difference, especially if you're really good at using the single point, which is what I used for years because that was the most accurate way to photograph people, was using a single dot, right? You set that dot where you want, use that to focus, throw tons of light to make sure that the camera is able to get good focus. And you got in the habit of doing that. And once you're in the habit of doing that, you don't think about it. And the results are amazing. I can still shoot my, as a matter of fact, I still do shoot my 5D Mark II at weddings because I like the way it looks for some reason. It just has a different look. It's hard to explain unless you actually get it and take a couple of pictures, do a little bit of editing, and actually print your pictures up. It's hard to explain, but the pictures look great. And so my thought was, is upgrading something that you really need to do, right? I mean, I know you want to do it because it's the cool thing, but do you really need to do it? And the answer is no, especially if you're a really good photographer who knows how to work their way around their camera. The camera doesn't matter anymore. It genuinely doesn't. So I don't like to sit here and tell people, oh, you don't need a new camera. And I don't want you to think that I don't own newer cameras, because I do, okay? But it's always been work related, right? It's always been a business decision, not just because I want it, but it was because of a business decision, right? If people didn't ask, even now, I still shoot some of my older cameras at events just because I hate to own cameras and not use them. So I rotate my cameras. Now, here's some of the cameras that I do own. So this is the original R6, which is a fantastic camera. I do own this camera, right? But I also own the R6 Mark II, and this also is a fantastic camera. But is this that much better than this? And is this that much better than an R5 Mark II? Or R5, yeah, R5 Mark II from, gosh, 15 years ago, 17 years ago at this point? And the answer is no, it's not that much better, guys. The images look the same for the most part. They print the same. They edit the same despite the dynamic range, right? So when I get questions about should I upgrade to an R6 Mark II or should I upgrade to an R6 Mark III, my first question for people who are new or fairly new is I ask them, are you putting L glass on here? That's my question, right? Do you have a 70 to 200 2.8? Do you have a 24 to 70 2.8? And if they say no, if they're shooting a really nice camera like this with just the regular lenses, nothing fancy, then you're not going to get that much improvement, to be honest, right? Even if I upgrade my camera and my lenses are not that great, is it really going to make a difference? And the answer is no. And then the next question after that is, do you have enough lighting? Or what's your lighting situation? What are you doing there? Do you have soft boxes? Are you using a large strobe or small strobe? Are you know how to use high-speed sync and incorporate that into your sessions? And again, if the answer is no, then the camera itself, it really doesn't matter. Because once you're able to understand all the different settings in your camera, and you understand how to utilize light, you understand how to deal with very dark situations, you have the correct lenses to be in those dark situations, then the camera actually just becomes another tool in the toolbox, and it doesn't matter. I mean, if you handed me a R5 Mark II to shoot a wedding, I would have no issue as long as I get to have the lenses I want and the lights that I want to use. That's it. So as a new photographer, you should absolutely be thinking about this, because why in the world would you spend, this was $2,600 when I bought it new, and the new cameras are coming out, but now you can get an R6 Mark II for about $2,000, right? But you can get an R5 Mark II in sometimes, not all the time, but you can find one in really good condition, because a lot of times photographers, just like you, new photographers, they buy a camera new and they see the new camera come out and they say, oh man, I gotta go get the new one, and they set the old one down, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. If they were getting bad images, it's because they don't know what they're doing. It's not the camera. So you can find something like an R5 Mark II, which is really old, but you can find that camera in really good condition for like around $250. So what would you rather spend, $250 or $2,500? It makes no sense, right? If you're going to get the same result, it just makes no financial sense whatsoever. And by buying a body like that, you're able to, invest in lenses if you don't have any. You're able to invest in lighting. Or even better yet, you're able to go to a workshop or come hang out with me and learn something, right? Ask questions, because it's not the camera, guys. It's you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Yes, you in the back, right there too. If you're a good photographer, if you take the time and learn to be a good photographer, learn all your settings, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, learn how to use lighting and lenses, and you'll be good to go. You're going to get amazing results at a quarter of the price, which is going to put you ahead, right? Because like I talked about in the last video, I'm not making very much money anymore. See, before I could afford to have cameras like this because, you know, they're paying me a decent price. And so because they're paying me a good price, I want to make sure that I have high quality equipment in order to ensure that I'm always going to get the result that they're looking for, because that's what they hired me to do. But, you know, if somebody wants to pay me what they want to pay me, or, you know, pay me $500 for a wedding, wouldn't you be better off having a $200 camera? Because, I mean, let's face it, I talked about it last time too, is that you're going to drop cameras, you're going to drop lenses. At some point, you're going to drop a flash and it's going to break, or it's going to have to be sent in for service at some point or another. There's no way around it. I've dropped my camera countless times. I've snapped lenses in half. In a session, I was in New Braunfels shooting a family session. They were in from out of town and they were visiting. Somehow they got a hold of my website. They called me. They set up a family shoot. I was in the middle of doing a shoot and I just stood up, and for some reason or somehow I dropped the camera. The lens just snapped right off. So I just pulled my lens off, slapped another lens on there, good to go. I didn't even blink an eye. And they were just freaking out. They were flipping out. Hey man, aren't you worried about your... No, I'm not. I'm not worried about it at all, actually. That's what we have insurance for, right? So I got the lens replaced. It was no biggie whatsoever. But, you know, it's just something to think about, guys. If you're a new photographer and you're not getting good results, it's not the camera, guys. It's you. So why lay down a whole lot of money on a new R6 Mark III? Because guess what? If you're not a good photographer, if you're not getting good results with whatever you have right now, you're not going to get any better results on an R6 Mark III. So that's been my video for today, guys. I hate to be the bummer and bearer of bad news, guys, because we all want to get better, but you gotta actually do the work. If you want to get better, you gotta do the work. Shoot a lot of pictures. I always like to volunteer. When I was brand new, I volunteered for anything and everything. The church, I volunteered for birthday parties. If there was a car show in my area, I went out to the car show, shot pictures, and posted them to my website. It was a good way to get people. You know, that's another idea too. So I had my website already. My website's been up since 2006, believe it or not. So it's been up there, gosh, a very long time at this point. But I would take pictures, post them to my website. I would send people to my website. And so that brought my website traffic up, which is a great thing. And that's definitely, if you're not needing a whole lot of money right away, that's a great way to get people steered to your direction, over to your website, so they can see other services. And not only that, but if you took a good picture that they like, they're gonna also want to send their friends and family members to see that picture, especially if it's something that they love, like their car, if it's a car show, if it's some kind of expo or something like that. A lot of times coordinators, they need pictures like that, and so you post it on your website. You don't charge, you just post it on your website. They visit your website, so they're on your website. Guess what? They're looking at your prices, they're looking at your work. You see how that works, right? It works out actually really well. That's been one of my secrets. Shh, don't tell nobody. But that's definitely how I was able to build a huge clientele, was by doing a whole bunch of free stuff. But that's been my show for today, guys. I know this video is a whole lot shorter and sweeter, but the R6 Mark III is getting ready to come out before the end of the year. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic camera, but I just don't think that it's going to be that much better than an R6 Mark II, which I already own. So there's no sense in going up. I mean, it can't possibly be that big of a difference. And maybe one day I'll shoot the R5 II versus the R6. Would you like to see a comparison like that? Because I could do that, and I promise you there's not going to be that big of a difference. But that's been my show. If there's something you want to talk about, or you have an idea for the show, or there's something you would like me to answer, a question maybe, go down below, leave me a comment, shoot me a message, or you can go to my website if you want to take a look at some of my work. It's www.camera64.com, and you can catch us there. But that's been my show, guys. You take care. You have a great evening, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.